Hey, this is not a test. This is rock and roll. Time to rock it from the Delta to the DMZ. Is that me or does that sound like an Elvis Presley movie? Viva Da Nang. Oh, Viva Da Nang. Hey, is it a little too early for being that loud? Hey, too late. It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early. Speaking of early, how about that Cro-Magnon, Marty Drywitz? Thank you, Marty, for silky smooth sound. Make me sound like Peggy Lee.
There you go, everybody. This is a special edition of Shootin' the Breeze with D&D. I'm Dwayne.
And I'm David.
And we're just two best friends talking about, well, today we're going to talk about the career of Robin Williams and how much we enjoyed him. We are remembering a comic genius, and you know what? We're going to enjoy what he gave us. That is what we're going to do tonight. So we hope you will enjoy the show. We are by no means Robin Williams aficionados. We are not, you know, Siskel and Ebert, as we discovered in the movie podcast. But, you know, we're just going to talk just like David and I would call each other on the phone and talk, and that's why it's Shootin' the Breeze. You might be hearing this on the Survivor Talk with D&D feed, and that's because, well, Shootin' the Breeze was born on Survivor Talk, and so we put all those shows, all our Shootin' the Breeze shows there as well.
It was kind of a spin-off, you know, kind of like Mork and Mindy was off of Happy Days. It just came on and we liked it so much we just threw it into its own show.
Yeah. So there you go. So how about another clip from Good Morning Vietnam, David?
Sure.
All right, here we go.
Can you tell us what you found out about the enemy since you've been here?
We found out that we can't find them. They're out there, and we're having a major difficulty in finding the enemy.
Well, what do you use to look for them?
Well, we ask people, are you the enemy? And whoever says yes, we shoot them.
You know what's great about that is he ad-libs so much that chuckle in there is probably him just laughing and having a good time.
I love catching him when he's laughing. He did it one time in Birdcage, and it's so funny because you can't help but laugh at him.
Man, so today, whenever I got home from work, I went on YouTube and found a lot of Robin Williams stuff. Of course, everybody and their mother is posting best of Robin Williams stuff and things like that. So you got to go find those that have a lot of views that have been there for a while. Mm-hmm. So those are probably better. But his interviews with Craig Ferguson, you know him, Craig Ferguson?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, Craig Ferguson can, like Robin Williams is right here, about at 100%, and Craig Ferguson's like right at 95. Craig just almost keeps up with them perfectly. There's a couple times where Craig just can't think of something, so he just, you know, goes, okay, well, that's it. But, man, listening to those two guys go at it for 15 minutes is just a comic genius. It's hilarious. There's a ton of bleeping going on. In fact, on one of them, I think on the second one I watched, they kept showing the camera over to the guy who was in charge of what's going to go on the air or not. The guy's just going, "Oh my gosh, I can't put any of this on the air."
That's funny because one of the best late night hosts was Johnny Carson, and when he had him on, he hardly got a word in.
Yes,
he would say like 6 words, and then Robin Williams would just go, and that's what Carson loved about it.
Yeah,
he would just take off.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. So yeah, I got to watch some of the Johnny Carson clips, and I went back and watched a lot of Mork and Mindy clips. You know, the whole series of Mork and Mindy is on YouTube.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can watch full episodes.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if they're there legally or not, but they're there. You know. So I remember watching Mork and Mindy, and of course, you know, Robin Williams was Mork.
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever saw Robin Williams. I didn't see him in any of his earlier stuff, you know. And he does have a few earlier things, according to my IMDb printout.
A few bit part earlier things, right? Very, very quick. And he also started as a writer, also on the Richard Pryor Show.
Yeah,
so that's part of his credits.
Yeah, it says he was in 2 episodes of the Richard, or was he a writer on 2 episodes?
I read the same thing, that he was in 2 of the latter episodes towards the end of its run.
But anyway, so I really liked Mork and Mindy, and probably I know Mork is like the main guy, but their son, Jonathan Winters, oh my, season 4 is awesome because he is just amazing as their son. Did you watch the show?
I watched the whole show. Yep.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. It makes me want to go back and watch it again.
Plus, now that you know how much Robin Williams idolized Jonathan Winters,
Right.
he was such a fan of his, and you know it was him that got him on the show.
Yeah.
And you know that was just a dream day for him to work with Jonathan Winters.
Yeah.
So,
Now, did you see the Johnny Carson where he and Jonathan Winters were on there together?
I've seen it before, but I didn't get to today.
Yeah, that was pretty good too. Just good stuff, man.
Yeah, I got after Mork and Mindy, I liked him, but it was when I saw him. It was around '82. It was on HBO. It was called An Evening with Robin Williams, and he was in San Francisco when he did it. And it's a small little theater. Yeah, I remember he had a palm tree shirt on, and it's just the funniest hour-long comedy I've ever heard. And after that, since it was on HBO, they were also showing the one from '78, Off the Wall, and I got to hear that one, which was hilarious. Right. And ever since then, I was just a huge fan. Just one of the funny. He's one of those people that if you blink, cough, or sneeze, you've missed 3 jokes.
Oh, I know. It's hilarious. And he's just totally off the cuff. It's just amazing. You know that show that's like really serious, the Actors Theater or whatever it's
Screen
called?
Actor Guild. Screen Actors Guild, yes.
Here we are with Robin Williams. And Robin Williams is up jumping around. It's hilarious.
I think it went for 2 hours. I think that was one of those shows that they recorded over 2 hours. Inside the Actor Studio.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Inside the Actor Studio. With us today is a very serious actor, Robin Williams.
And then he's dancing up on the stage.
Yes. But, you know, what was amazing about Robin Williams was that he was able to do incredibly funny, off-the-wall, totally improv stuff, and then turn right around and do super serious. I mean, him in that movie about the camera. Let's see, what's that one called?
The Final Cut?
No. Well, maybe.
A 1 hour photo.
Yeah. Oh, man. Ain't no comedy in that.
That and Insomnia with Al Pacino. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That's really, really good. Yeah. See, he's one of those to me that no matter how bad the film is, and he did some pretty stinkers, but no matter how bad the film is, he's on my elite list of people that I would watch just to see them in the movie.
Yes.
And he's one of those. Bill Murray is one of those. Meryl Streep is one of those. Paul Giamatti is one of those. It's just, to me, it's people that I just like to watch work, no matter what they're playing. And Bill Murray, I could just watch his facial expressions all day. Just his face gives away so much comedy. But Robin Williams, just whether it's comedy or drama, once he started going drama, you realize, wow, this guy's got another whole side to his resume.
Right.
And man, he was just, to me, as good as he was in comedy, he made people better, and he made the films better, but he was 10 times better serious in dramas.
Right. Yeah, he was great. And you know what else I like about Robin Williams? Like Robin. You know, Robin.
Our friend Robin.
I did have a dream about him once.
Really?
And what's crazy is I still remember it. It was weird.
Yeah.
Like, I actually went to the beach and went to his house, and I don't know. I mean, we went swimming or something. His wife was there.
He's lived on the waterfront for the past 8 years too.
It was really. It's like, did I just have a psychic episode or something? Is Robin Williams at his house going, why did I just dream about this spiky-haired guy that I don't have any idea who he is? So somehow we must have connected. But anyway, one thing I like about him is that he embraces what he did. He embraces Mork and Mindy.
Yeah.
You know? Tom Hanks, he does. I love Tom Hanks. But, man, I tell you what, he does not embrace bosom buddies.
And I thought that was kind of funny.
I thought bosom buddies was hilarious.
I thought those two guys, I mean, obviously they were the leads, but they were the best part of watching the show. That's what made it funny. Just two guys trying to act in that part.
It's great. So anyway, that's one thing I like about him is he's just like, Robin's like, yeah, I love Mork and Mindy, you know?
Yeah.
So if we go all the way back, so he was actually Mork on Happy Days before Mork and Mindy came out? No, I guess he wouldn't have been, would he?
Yeah, he was Mork. Those episodes came out around April. Around February of '78. I looked it up. February of '78, he came out with the episodes where he was on. The one episode he was on.
On Happy Days?
I think it was season 4, yeah, because he came back in season 5. But season 4, his episode aired February 28th of '78, and because he nailed his audition so well, Gary Marshall told him to have a seat, and he turned around, went to the chair, and put his head in the chair, like he was sitting on his head, which is what Mork ended up doing, I think, when he on the show. When he put his head in the chair instead of sitting on his bottom. I think early on he would put his head in the chair, yeah. And that's what he did in the audition, and Gary Marshall didn't see anybody else. He came back and said he was the only alien that tried out for the part. But by September of that same year, he had Mork and Mindy. So
that's pretty awesome.
So he was on in February, and by September they were airing Mork and Mindy.
Yeah. Now, Mork and Mindy was on for like 4 years. Yeah, it was 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Now, I did not see Popeye. I did, but I don't remember.
You probably did 20 years ago, just like I did.
I was like 10 years old or something.
But it's one of those where if you just look at him, you laugh. But the movie itself, it just didn't carry a lot.
Yeah. Well, see, like, now if I watched it, I'd appreciate it more because I like him.
Well, I'll tell you one movie I did appreciate that came right after Popeye was The World According to Garp. That's one of the most underrated movies I've ever seen.
See, I don't think I've ever seen that.
It's long because it covers a whole lifespan, but it's got John Lithgow, Glenn Close, and a bunch of other people in it.
Wow.
And it's drama. It's got a few humorous parts, but it's drama. It's one of his earlier drama parts.
Yeah. So he made appearances in. Did he make appearances in Laverne and Shirley?
I don't know.
No, he was the voice. It says he did a voice. Well, anyway, that's Mork and Mindy, Laverne and Shirley, Fawn's Hour.
What has he not done a voice on?
That's not Laverne and Shirley. Yeah, really. All right, so see, now, you people out there that know every single thing about Robin Williams, we just made a mistake. We're sorry. We're not aficionados. We're just fans.
We're not aficionados of anything.
No, we're not. Moscow on the Hudson. Now, I watched Moscow on the Hudson. Came out in '84.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first one I saw that he wasn't like super comedian, and that I'm not sure I liked that one as much. Did you like that one?
I love that one.
Oh, you have it.
I have that one. I thought it was great because he played a Russian, obviously, and he did it through the whole thing. But him playing a Russian is hilarious.
Well, that's true. He is
to
hilarious.
To me, that's what distracted me from the movie was him being a Russian and trying to play a Russian, and that's where I started seeing. I'm like, gosh, he's just so funny. Who cares about the movie? Yeah, just watch him in the movie.
Yeah. Well, you got a lot of Robin Williams movies back there. You don't have all 102 of them, but you have a lot of them.
I have a lot of them. But also like Survivors before that with Walter Matthau. I don't know if you ever saw that. There's 2 guys that lost their jobs, and I remember the scene in the beginning where Walter Matthau, I think, and him were at the gas station at the same time, and Robin Williams was so frustrated putting gas in his car, he missed putting the pump in the hole to the car and put it beside the hole and put gas all over the ground underneath his cars, and somehow it blew up. And that was like the beginning of the movie. It's hilarious.
I need to see that.
It's one of those where it's, and Walter Matthau's another one where you could just watch him in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
So it's these 2 guys, and it's if I remember right, it's been a long time since I've seen it. It was just really funny. It just made
it. See that.
That's when he got to that point. I said, I'll watch him in most anything.
Yeah. Don't you know it's going to be hard for Netflix to get any of these movies right now? Because the people that own them are going to be like, oh, I'm sorry, you want a Robin Williams movie? That'll cost you, Netflix.
Yeah, I went to my shelf to get a few, and Terry goes, you better hope you have a lot, because if you don't, they're going to start selling pretty quick. I had more than I thought, but I don't have all the ones I want, because the one after that, after Moscow on the Hudson, was The Best of Times.
Yes.
Which is another one that's hilarious with Kurt Russell, where they play the high school guys going back to high school, wanting to have one more game. Oh, it's hilarious.
I'll watch that one, too.
Now, Moscow on the Hudson, I forgot to mention, he was actually nominated for a Golden Globe for that one.
Oh, cool.
So he finally got recognized.
Yes, that is right.
Mm-hmm.
I remember hearing that. Hey, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube and you're watching live, you can leave a comment, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, you're watching that, right? Because I don't see that.
What? Oh, yeah, I've got it. Yeah. And then, of course, my wife's first rated R movie, 1987, Good Morning, Vietnam.
The one and only.
Good morning, Vietnam! Hey, this is...
So, 1988. Maybe
would you have loved just a minute in the cast? Just to sit there and listen for hours and hours as he just never stopped. It's like you're afraid to stop him because he's going to hit something really good even halfway through.
Yeah, I think I heard him say on an interview that they just ran out of tape. That was about Mork and Mindy. They would just run out of tape.
Yeah.
Going. So it's 1987, maybe 88, and I'm visiting my brother, Zach, who lived in Irving at the time. and I'm sleeping on his couch, and he's got these literally 4-foot speakers that he custom built in this huge big stereo. He's 7 years older than me, so he's 25 years old, single, loving life,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm sleeping on the couch, and I get woken up to,
Good morning, Vietnam!
so loud it probably woke up the neighbors. It was crazy. But anyway, that's a great movie.
I forgot. I was working in a video chain around the late '80s when this was out, and I forgot it was rated R because I used to put it in the store and just play it. And one time, awesome. And I wouldn't even think about it. I'd seen it so many times, and I wouldn't even think about it. My boss would come and say, "Duh, you can't play that during the day."
That's rated R.
He said, "You can't play that at all." I said, "What are you talking about? It's just Robin Williams." And I'm thinking Best of Times, you know, and Popeye.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No." He said, "No, look at that again."
No.
I thought it was rated R.
No.
I was like, "No."
In fact, I had to monitor my clips so that I wouldn't get any cussing in them.
Yes.
Since we are a family-friendly show. Doing a family-friendly show about Robin Williams is not always easy.
No, but that to me was probably one of his best performances in the sense that he was the movie. You know, obviously it was about Adrian Cronauer, but he effectively was the movie. He was nominated by the Academy for Best Actor, and he lost. Do you know who? I don't mean to quiz you because I don't know if you happen to run across this. I just looked it up because he was nominated. Michael Douglas for Wall Street. Now, Wall Street was good. Gordon Gekko was an iconic figure in the movie history, but I'm sorry. I think Robin Williams, what he did for Good Morning Vietnam was twice as good as what Michael Douglas did for Wall Street.
Yeah, probably.
Just my opinion.
Yeah. Well, you know, Michael Douglas had a daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Old Kirk.
So do we all.
Yeah, well, a daddy.
I know what you're saying.
Then one of my wife's favorites in 1989, Dead Poets Society.
Yes.
Great movie.
Bailey was asking last night about movies to watch, and I told her Birdcage and Doubtfire. Of course, she was going to watch again. A few other movies, and I told her about Dead Poets Society, and she got that mixed up with the next one we're going to talk with Goodwill. And I said, well, Dead Poets is the one where he's the teacher, but he's not one of the old, dusty teachers. He's one of the young ones that just wants the guys to think on their own. And Terry looks at me and goes, "Ooh, maybe you shouldn't start with that one." That one's kind of sad at some point because that one's kind of tough to watch. Man,
now, do you remind me, because it's been a long time since I've seen it. I mean, that was like 2 years before I got married. And I've been married forever. Oh, wait, that sounded bad.
It was like forever.
Is that the one where he gets on top of the desk and everything?
At the end, the boys get on top of the desk as he's being removed from his job, and at the end, he.
All right. Well, don't ruin it for people.
Yeah.
Who haven't seen it.
Yeah, but he also, and that was 2 years later, he got nominated again for Best Actor and lost to Daniel Day-Lewis, because when Daniel Day-Lewis is nominated, he always wins.
Oh.
It seems like so.
Now, I really liked Awakenings.
But before you get to that,
okay,
because I loved it, I liked Cadillac Man because I like almost anything Robin Williams does. And
you have Cadillac Man too.
I have Cadillac Man. It's just it's one of those. If you don't like Robin Williams, you ain't gonna like the movie. But he is really good when he's under pressure.
So I need to watch that one too.
You ought to watch it. In fact, this is one you and I should watch together.
All right, watch with
one of those where he gets frustrated, he gets mad. It's kind of like you. You're really funny when you get mad. And in this movie, he's under pressure, and I won't tell you why. And and he's a used car salesman, so you can imagine how funny he gets when he does that.
Yeah.
It's just one of those movies. If you like Robin Williams, you're gonna like Cadillac Man.
Well, I'll have to watch that one.
Yes,
Cadillac Man.
Mm-hmm.
Awakenings.
Wow.
I know, amazing.
I mean,
remind me his co-star's name.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Robert De Niro did an amazing job in that.
I mean, as good as Dead Poets was, then he does this movie.
I know.
And you hardly recognize him with his beard, but you're like, that's Robin Williams? That's Mork? And it's such a great movie.
Yeah, he ain't Mork anymore.
No, he's Robin Williams.
Yeah, I mean you don't pigeonhole Robin Williams in a movie. Mm-mm. You don't go, okay, well, we're not going to cast him because he's a comic. He can do anything.
This is why I'm so glad I think that's part of the world according to Garp was about for him, getting out of the comic role. He wanted to play serious, and way back in '82 he did Garp. And I think he just reminded people, if they ever wondered about him, he'll say, hey, go watch Garp. Glenn Close, John Lithgow. I can do serious. And he did. And he came, man, Awakening's just such a good name. It's perfect for him. He's got his little humor in that, but it's such an awesome movie. And he got nominated for a couple awards for that.
Yep. Now, let's see, I didn't see Dead Again. Certainly didn't see.
I think I did, but I don't remember it.
Now, one of my son's do you want to talk about Fisher King before we get to Hook?
Sure. Fisher King is awesome.
What's that about?
It's kind of hard to explain, but Jeff Bridges is a DJ, and he goes off on a rant about either society or the corruption or something, and in the process, Robin Williams' wife, I believe, is killed.
Oh.
And in part because of what Jeff Bridges did. And then Robin Williams goes into a downslide and becomes homeless after being a businessman or something.
Oh.
And so Jeff Bridges tries to make up for what he did and finds him and tries to help him find the new love of his life or something. And it's one of those movies that it's not so much the story as it is just the work that's put into it between Robin Williams and Jeff Bridges. And it's just one of those. It's a heart tugger, but it's just really good. I think it's one of it. It's another one. And he won Golden Globe for that for Best Actor, and he also got nominated for that one. So you should watch it. And he lost to Anthony Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of big.
I mean,
okay, that was okay. I understand that.
You couldn't be too disappointed about that.
Even though Anthony Hopkins was barely in that movie, but he still won.
Oh. So, Hook. My boys love this movie. I mean, they weren't even thought of when this movie came out, but we got a hold of it when they were 8 or 9 and started watching it, and they watch it once a year, man. They love this movie.
It's so fun to watch an adult be a kid.
Yeah.
And who wouldn't want to be one of those Lost Boys? It's just a fun movie to watch. A lot of humor in it, a lot of good actors in it. Bob Hoskins is in it too, and it's just a really fun movie to watch, especially with your kids.
Yeah. Aladdin.
Did you know that he recorded 16 hours of ad-lib for Aladdin?
Wouldn't you love to have that 16 hours?
And because of that, they disqualified Aladdin for being for getting nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay because it was so much improv.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know that. I just read that today. I Googled 8 things you didn't know about Robin Williams. That's one of the things I saw.
16 hours.
16 hours of. That's one of those. Get another tape. Just keep the tape rolling. So
how do you even get 2 hours or less than that?
Right.
Of him? How do you even get anything out of that? That's
imagine what they didn't use. And I remember seeing that, walking out, saying, "Okay, this is it. This is one of my elite actors, and that's the best movie I've ever seen from Disney." It's still one of my top 3 favorite movies from Disney. It's just it's another one. If you blink, you'll miss a good laugh.
I should have gotten a clip. Dadgummit.
Yep.
I should have pulled a clip from whenever he gets out of the bottle.
I'm a creak in the back.
Awesome.
Never had a friend like me.
No, never.
But yeah,
Mrs. Doubtfire, man. 1993, Mrs. Doubtfire, dressed as a woman.
It was kind of weird because
hilarious.
It is. It's wonderful, and the reaction people gave to it was like he'd never done drama before. Around that time that came out, it was such a big movie. They're like, wow, he's funny, but I mean, he can also act. And I'm like, he's got so many other actings.
Yeah, look at the previous movies.
I know, but I remember at that time when that came out, it was like, hey, look at Robin Williams. It's like a reboot of a career for him. Even after Aladdin, it came out right after Aladdin the next year, but it just, I don't know. I don't remember the reviews that Hook got, but I don't know. It just seemed like 93 was like a rebirth for him.
Huh.
More nominations, more awards.
Yeah. Well, Mrs. Doubtfire was a fun movie.
It's a great movie. It's a shame
I love it.
Number 2.
I love it when he's going to the bathroom and his son walks in. And he can't stop. He just keep going while the son runs.
I like it when he shows up at his brother's house with the mask after he got run over by a truck.
Yeah.
And the brother says, just come here. Come here.
Yes. Oh, man. All right, so what's your next one that you liked? I didn't even know he was in 9 months. Did he write in that or something?
He was the doctor for Hugh Grant and Julianne Moore.
Dr. Kosovich.
Yeah. It's a Hugh Grant movie, so unfortunately, when Hugh Grant's in a movie,
you don't watch it.
I get blinded a little bit. I did see it. Me and Terry saw it. And in fact, I saw it because of Robin Williams. And when I saw how little a part he had, I don't remember the rest of it.
Right.
So the next one I had was... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I had Jumanji.
Yeah.
The next one. What a great movie. It's another one to me where his performance is so funny and good that it just carries the rest of the movie. But the rest of the movie was good.
Right.
Imagine what that movie would look like today.
Oh, yeah.
The effects. Go ahead. I know who you're going to bring up.
And what young actress got her start?
Was it Kirsten?
Yes.
Yes. Kirsten Dunst.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know if that was her start, but...
I don't think it was her start, but it was definitely a good role.
Yeah, that was a good role for her. But, and then you go to the store and there's a Jumanji game on the shelf. Like,
I ain't touching that.
You idiot. You think I'm going to buy that?
You bring that home and throw some leaves on the ground. See what the kids do.
Kids, we bought a game.
As they're playing, put a little stick over their shoulder. See what happens.
Yeah. Now, I know you're going to just think I'm horrible, but I've never seen the Birdcage.
You're horrible.
I know. And you probably have it, don't you?
It's probably... I have it right beside me because it's my favorite Robin Williams movie.
Oh, I gotta watch that one.
Yeah, this is my favorite. It's a remake actually, but it's one of those that you could say it was perfectly casted all the way through, not just him. He doesn't steal the movie because there's so many other great actors in it, and it's so funny. It's one of those movies where if it's on, the TV stops. I stop changing channels, and I finish the scene, goes to commercial, I'll go to something else, but I could pick up Birdcage at any point and just laugh all the rest of the way through the movie.
Now, does he do all the comedy, or does Nathan Lane do most of the comedy?
It's a tag team. That's what's so great about it. They feed off each other really, and it's quick. It's quick lines back and forth, and it's so funny.
I wonder how much of that was ad-libbed.
There was some, because he does a little dancing in it. He's teaching dancing, and you can tell that he goes off on a little Diane Fossey stuff and just his normal stuff. But yes, that's probably my favorite movie. Good Morning Vietnam is right there. But Birdcage is I just have to stop every time it's on. It's just so funny to me.
Now, a show that I am in the minority that I did not watch is Friends. It's not one of the shows that I watched, but apparently he was in an episode of Friends.
I didn't really watch it either.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the reruns, but I knew he was on it, but I don't even remember what for.
But I bet it was funny.
He appears on a lot of shows like that, like Willard and Louis C.K. I don't know if he does it just because they're friends or just to support them, but he just does a lot of appearances in different shows.
Now, did you like Flubber?
I liked it because of him.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie was kind of weak.
Yeah.
It was a little silly, a little dancing Flubber thing, but I thought he was funny, and that he's the reason I watched it. It wasn't one of his best, but he was all right in it.
Yeah. Well, one of Connie's favorites, she went through the list and marked all her favorites, Good Will Hunting.
Yes.
Great movie.
Wonderful, wonderful movie.
In fact, that's I think I saw today where whenever Robin Williams was ad-libbing some stuff about his wife tooting on the bed or something like that.
He told the story to Matt Damon, and Damon just couldn't stop laughing.
And the cameraman jiggled the camera because he was laughing so hard.
Yes. Yep, I've seen that too.
That is awesome. And what's great about that is Robin Williams stays in character.
Yes.
And continues going.
And that's how good he is.
Yes.
See, there was a scene in the Birdcage where they're under pressure, where some of these actors are even better under pressure. The scene put him under pressure. He was trying to get something done in a hurry, and when you watch it, you might catch it, but he's getting frustrated, and he does something, and it looks like he laughs. He laughs at because it's physical humor and verbal humor, and he just laughs at the scene, and it's so hilarious. But Goodwill is so good, not only for Affleck and Damon, but I mean that's where he finally won for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. Yes. Gosh, it's just another really good movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that one too.
Yeah,
I guess I'm gonna have to put my Doctor Who watching on hold and go back and watch.
Doctor what?
Don't even. You got to give it more than well. Forget it. I'm not even going to talk to you about that.
I don't know if I can.
All right. Now, was it Janice Tillery that asked if we had seen What Dreams May Come. Was
Yes.
that her that asked that? I have not seen that.
I saw it because of him,
Uh-huh.
and but it's been a long time ago. I know what it's about, but it's been such a long time. I believe he goes through heaven searching for his wife who's passed. It's a movie like that, so it's like I think it's like a little
Maybe I
heart-tugging
have seen
romance. You probably have, but it's been a while. That's back in '98, I think.
Yeah, that makes me think I have seen that.
Yeah, you probably have. It's just you've been so long, didn't watch it again.
Yeah. Now I know I've seen Patch Adams.
Oh, great movie.
Yes,
Love
that's
that
one of
movie.
Connie's favorites as well.
And that's a drama where he gets so infused. See, I think Patch Adams and what else? Even Mrs. Doubtfire, when he's not Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mhm.
I think those are two of the movies, and there's more, that he is as close to being like himself as he is any other time in movies. You know, he's not in Birdcage, he's not in Aladdin, but I think those two movies are him being as close to his real self as he can be, and I think that's part of when he's at his best.
Yeah.
Patch Adams was great. It was a serious movie with a lot of comedy because of him.
Yeah. Well, that was, again, a funny movie.
More nominations. Yep.
Oh, let's see. He played a voice in Artificial Intelligence. I was gonna say I don't remember seeing him in that.
Yeah.
The Eye. Yeah. You know, I watched that like once or twice, and then I just kind of tired of it.
Now, he also played a voice in this movie. When did it come out? I don't know when it came out.
What's the name of it?
It's actually a cartoon. It's called Opus and Bill: A Wish for Wings That Work. I am a big fan of Bloom County. I love Bloom County, and he was a Kiwi in this cartoon. So I put it on the shelf. I did not know he was, but I was looking it up today like you were, and he said it was a Kiwi.
Well, when was that put out?
It's on the list too.
I don't see it. We must have passed it up.
2007. Oh, we haven't gotten there yet. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Way off. I couldn't remember when that came out. We've already covered Aladdin. We've already covered Hook. Still got these two.
Hook.
Haven't got to the last two yet that I have.
Insomnia. That's the one where he's up in Alaska, right?
Yes, and Al Pacino goes to chase a killer, and the problem is it never gets dark, so he has to sleep when it's light outside.
Yeah, and he can't sleep.
Exactly, which is where the movie comes from. But Robin Williams plays a shady character.
Yeah.
He plays it so well. I love that, and it's a great movie. He holds his own with Al Pacino. I mean, that's hard to do with him, but that's a really good movie. Also, nomination for that movie.
Then we skipped 1 Hour Photo. Again.
Oh, I have that the same year.
Scary Man.
Yeah, another. He got nominated for that too. Now these aren't all Academy nominations; these are just other award nominations. But still, to be recognized, that's pretty good.
Yep. I didn't see the final cut. I don't know what that's about.
I'm trying to remember. I think I did, but I don't recall what it is. I didn't write it on my list. It wasn't one of my ones to remember.
So let's see. Of course, he was in Robots.
Hello. This is our second copy of Robots because I think either me and Gracie or me and Bailey wore this out.
Okay? How do you wear out a DVD?
By taking it on too many trips and letting it get scratched. But this one's so good in that even watching his character, you can almost see him.
Yeah.
Everything the character does.
Yeah.
And I love when it breaks into the Britney Spears at the end during the fight scene. That's
Man, it has been so long since I've seen that.
Well, it's me too, but I've probably seen it 67 times.
Well, yeah, if you wore out one of them.
Yeah, we've worn out a couple DVDs.
Golly. Let's see. Did you see RV? Or The Night Listener? Oh, you have RV.
Yes.
I remember that. That's the one where he surprises his family with an RV.
That was one where we didn't see it in the theater because it was going to be a family movie, and we couldn't go all at the same time, so we waited for DVD, and we laughed our heads off.
Yeah.
The kids could see us doing that. It was hilarious. Not me driving an RV into a lake, but just us taking that trip.
Yes. Oh, man.
Loved RV.
Let's see. He was a voice in Everyone's Hero. Connie wrote one of her favorite ones was Happy Feet. Oh, yeah, I got that too. Yeah. 2006, really, really good movie. That's another one where he does his funny voice and just steals every scene that fat little penguin was in. Yeah. And then getting to really recent time, within the last 10 years, of course, Happy Feet was too, but Night at the Museum, where he plays one Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt. Yep. You just froze on me. Not sure why you froze on me, but you did.
And you froze on me. Sorry.
Okay. So you said he played one Roosevelt.
Yes, Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
Because later he plays the other Roosevelt.
Oh, okay. Now, see, I went to the Museum of Natural History, and it didn't look anything like the movie.
Oh. Really?
Although I did see the big guy with the gum.
Dum-dum. Oh, gum-gum. For
Connie
dum-dum.
put a piece of gum in his mouth.
Did she really?
Yeah, I have a picture of it. She's standing there holding the gum and putting it up to his mouth, so he didn't kill us. So, what's your next movie?
Well, after RV, I have The Butler, where it was more like a cameo role where he played Theodore Roosevelt, because the Butler went through so many presidents.
The Butler, where is that?
That's way up here in 2013.
Whoa, you jumped up to 2013.
I did, because the ones in between there just weren't big movies that I saw. What did you have after RV?
Well, I just have the IMDb list. Let's see.
Yeah.
Not the music. Another Happy Feet.
Happy Feet.
Wilfred. What about Wilfred? Oh, he was
Wilfred
just in
was
an
the
episode.
TV show. Yeah, with Frodo. Yeah.
Old Dogs.
Yeah, with John Travolta.
You know.
I think I did see that one, but not twice.
All right. So the Butler.
Yeah. And he
Go
played
ahead.
Theodore Roosevelt in that one.
Was that a good one?
It was good because I liked him in it, but he was only in a very small part of it. He wasn't in a large part of it. But it was good.
Okay.
Yeah, the
So
Butler actually was good. I liked The Butler. That was a good movie.
So I'm not sure. I'm going to play a clip, and I got this off of YouTube. So you go to YouTube and look up Robin Williams on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I took out some of the parts that were just visually funny. You
Yeah.
know, where they do props, where they do the game props.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but can you imagine having Robin Williams on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
I'd be afraid to hit the buzzer to end it.
Oh, well, several times they hit the buzzer and he doesn't end. He just keeps going during the props one.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this is some fun stuff. On this clip, he's the second voice you hear, and they're playing where they're acting out a scene. So on this clip, he's the second voice you hear, and then you'll hear the rest of them.
Cut! I'm really having a hard time staying in character. I know you are! You don't have to tell me! I see better character development on the match game. Let's try to concentrate and work hard! Oh, please. Fine, work hard. All right. You know what? Last night you didn't say that.
A game called Scenes from a Hat. It's for all of you. All right, if entertainers worked funerals.
Is this the loved one? All right, start the truck, Johnny. Wow, look at him move! Isn't that incredible, ladies and gentlemen? With just 6 volts, you can make your relatives dance again!
What Robin Williams is thinking right now.
I have a career. What the hell am I doing?
All right, so go on YouTube and look that up and watch the whole thing. It is incredibly funny.
I got another fun fact for you that I don't know how fun it was for some people, but Steven Spielberg hired Robin Williams to entertain cast and crew during the notoriously grueling shoot for the harrowing Holocaust drama Schindler's List.
Really?
Yeah, Williams was otherwise not involved in the film, but his relentless ad-libbing provided a much-needed boost to morale between shots.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I saw
Go ahead.
Well, I saw a clip of him at a USO thing.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called, USOs?
Mm-hmm.
And he's in the middle of his act, and all of a sudden, everybody in the whole place turns around. And I think they even salute or something. And he just stops. He has no idea what's going on. And what it is they're lowering the flag for the end of the day.
Oh, yeah.
And they make the sound, and everybody knows, and boom, they all turn around, and they all finally come back around. He goes, well, that's a first. I don't think I've ever been in the middle of my act, and everybody just turns around.
Yeah, we have that where I work. There are certain times of the day
funny.
you stop, and you wait for the flag to go up.
Yeah.
I wanted to read a moment that Reba McEntire shared. Many of you have probably already heard it. And I posted a link to a video clip from this on our Facebook page.
Okay.
So you can see it there. It's part of the clip. But she wrote, my favorite memory of Robin Williams was from Muhammad Ali's Celebrity Fight Night. I was the MC at the benefit dinner/auction, trying to get everyone to take their seats so we could start the show, but not having much success. Jim Carrey jumps up on his chair at the head table and says, hey, do you know who that is? That's Reba McEntire. Now sit down and shut up. Robin, at the other end of the head table, stands on his chair and says the same thing, but in a foreign language. She said, the crowd loved it, laughed, and found their seats. I was speechless and in awe of these very talented, wonderful men.
That's awesome.
So that explains that clip. You saw it a little bit of before we got on the air. But, yeah, Robin Williams is interpreting everything Jim Carrey says in a foreign language.
Oh, that's great. So they can go to our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Survivor Talk.
Yep.
And see that. So that's cool. So now we get into this last year, actually the Crazy Ones, which I'm surprised it didn't get a second season, but apparently it had like 15.2 million viewers the first, and then only like 5 million viewers at the end of it. But it was really funny.
It is. It's one of those pure Robin Williams shows because he was given a lot of room. Some of the funniest parts were the clips at the end, were the bloopers.
Yeah.
At the end of the credits, but I liked it. In fact, I was giving those actors a lot of credit for keeping up with him.
Yeah.
I thought they were doing really well. Like you said with Craig Ferguson, it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. Me and Bailey would watch it when she'd come home from school. I would save episodes and we'd watch it together. But I'm gonna miss it because I really liked it.
Right. So, but that show got canceled. He's got, I think, The Angriest Man in Brooklyn did not do too well in the theaters and went to DVD pretty quickly. But he's got Merry Friggin' Christmas, Not at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb coming out. And apparently a voice in a movie called Absolutely Anything.
Yeah, he's got like 4 separate movies still out.
Yeah, and then Boulevard.
Yeah.
I've heard about Boulevard.
I haven't heard anything about that one.
Maybe not, but anyway. So we did have a couple of viewers or listeners to our show that submitted. I mean, David and I literally decided to do this at like 12 o'clock this afternoon. David texted me and said...
I texted you at 2:30 this afternoon.
Oh, at 2:30. Well, which is 1:30 my time.
Yeah.
And said, man, if we had more time, I'd love to just talk about Robin Williams tonight. And I said, well, why not? And so then we texted Drew and said, Drew, put us together a logo real quick. And Drew was like, dude, okay. so he put together a logo. So we only got 2 people talking about it, but Will Dennison, Will the Giant Ninja, wrote us an email, and I had put on our Facebook group, if you'd like to participate in the show, write a short email, and I emphasized short.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what Will said. What's up, guys? Let me get it here. What's up, guys? It's Will from Wonder Lake again, a.k.a. the Giant Ninja. Oh, Captain, my Captain. You ain't never had a friend like me. Later, peeps. Will the Giant Ninja.
He took the short thing literally.
Yes, he
did. That was good.
But then Shayna was going to be on our show tonight. You know, our wonderful helper who does all our fantasy league for Survivor Talk, and comes on. She was going to come on and do some stuff for us, and she had something come up tonight. But she called in on our voicemail line, which I don't remember the number. I think it's 8185-TALK-DD.
I know you're not looking at me.
Well, I know you don't remember. Why is it that I pay for this voice thing on our website and no one uses it? They all call the phone number. I don't understand this. But anyway, but it sounds good. She did a great job on it. So this is Shayna and her thoughts on Robin Williams.
Hi, David and Dwaine. It's Shayna from the Kentucky-Ohio border. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm not calling from home, but I'm really glad you guys are doing this podcast about Robin Williams tonight. He is such an amazing actor to me and my family. The movies that really stick out to me was Mrs. Doubtfire. That movie came out a couple of years after my parents got divorced, when I was 8 years old. And that movie and the message behind it just meant so much. And it made, me, my family feel so much better because it didn't end with, the parents just getting back together. It was a great movie and very realistic movie, too. And another one that's a favorite of me and my dad was Patch Adams. That movie was made you feel so good after you went and seen it. I can't really find the words to describe it. And the other thing, there were two movies he did. I believe they came out in the early 2000s. 1 Hour Photo and Insomnia. Those were two movies that my dad and I went to see with him, and we were a little apprehensive because we knew he wasn't going to play the funny guy he usually does. We went to see them, and we came out feeling a little uncomfortable because we're not used to seeing him play this villain, but I think what made us feel uncomfortable was that he was so good at playing a villain too, and his talent was amazing that he could play this warm-hearted funny guy but also play a villain too, and he was just so talented. And I didn't know him, but I don't know, I feel a little personal loss to him, and I know that a lot of his fans feel the same way. But I'm glad you're doing this tonight, and I hope you have a good night. Take care.
I'm glad I'm muted because you had told me make sure you don't make any noise so you'll block out the call. But she's so right, and it's so funny that she said that we're not sure why, but he was too good.
Yeah.
As the bad guy, and I'm like, yeah, that's him. That's why it was so good.
Yeah. So, golly. That's what I got. We're going to end the show tonight with a famous clip from Mork and Mindy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's whenever he, I think, probably wakes up the next morning or whatever. I don't remember. It's in episode 1, and he finds a bowl of eggs. and he wants to set the eggs free.
Well, didn't he end each show talking to his egg? Because the egg was like the boss or something?
Mork to Orson. Mork to Orson.
There you go.
Yeah. Shazbot. Shazbot. What was this his or is that Spock?
That's Spock.
Did he do something? Nanu, but did he do anything with it?
Oh gosh, I don't know. You've watched it more recent than I have. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go find it. But anyway, so it's a sad loss. And the one thing maybe that will be good from this is there will be maybe some more attention paid to people that are going through depression and going through things that he was going through.
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted to do a show tonight just to kind of go back and look at his career, and not exhaustively, of course, just two guys talking about it, and kind of reliving some memories, finding out some movies that we want to watch, and do something. Go to YouTube and look up Robin Williams.
Yeah, we did it just to show respect for somebody we really like. We really appreciated what he did and what he brought to entertainment, and just he was such a funny guy. Like Shannon knows, it's somebody. My wife Terry always felt like Lucille Ball was somebody she'd love to sit and talk to, and she'd get to know right away. And I always felt that way about Robin Williams. Of course, you might not get a word in, but
I did get to sit and talk with Robin Williams in my dream. I'm telling you, man, it was clear as day. Clear as day. I remember what the house looked like.
Yeah.
In fact, after I had the dream, I thought, I wonder what his house really looks like. Because if it looks like what I dreamed, I'm scared. So I didn't.
You were
even
sleepwalking.
I didn't even look it up.
And just to tell you how good and natural and funny he was given the honor of being one of the last guests on the final Tonight Show, Johnny Carson. That was a big honor.
Yeah, that was good. So we're going to end tonight with that clip. Thanks for listening, and that's all I got. How about you, Dave?
Gonna miss him. I'm good.
Yep. All right, see you, everybody.
See you.
Hello? Hello? Anybody in there? Little hatchling brothers, you must revolt against your oppressors. You have nothing to lose but your shells. As much as I like Mindy, it's against intergalactic law to eat fellow space travelers. Fly, be free! Well, I guess we'll have to have a quick burial at sea, then. I'll notify your next of kin. Your brother bit the big one.
Bye, everybody.